Start. MTC. Light, 2022, p16, 1, No Gateway 1-2. In studies examining the effectiveness of vitamin C, researchers typically divide the subjects into two groups. C. One group, the experimental group, receives a vitamin C supplement, and the other, the control group, does not. C. Researchers observe both groups to determine whether one group has fewer or shorter colds than the other. The following discussion describes some of the pitfalls inherent in an experiment of this kind and ways to avoid them. In sorting subjects into two groups, researchers must ensure that each person has an equal chance of being assigned to either the experimental group or the control group. This is accomplished by randomization, that is, the subjects are chosen randomly from the same population by flipping a coin or some other method involving chance. Randomization helps to ensure that results reflect the treatment and not factors that might influence the grouping of subjects. Importantly, the two groups of people must be similar and must have the same track record with respect to colds to rule out the possibility that observed differences in the rate, severity, or duration of colds might have occurred anyway. If, for example, the control group would normally catch twice as many colds as the experimental group, then the findings prove nothing. In experiments involving a nutrient, the diets of both groups must also be similar, especially with respect to the nutrient being studied. If those in the experimental group were receiving less vitamin C from their usual diet, then any effects of the supplement may not be apparent. C. Exercises. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Light, 2022, p16, 1, No 0102. The secret as to why there are so many types of snow crystals can be found in the clouds. A typical winter cloud is colder at the top than the bottom, exhibiting a wide range of water vapor saturations as a function of height, and these conditions are constantly changing over time. The cloud also has wildly varying up and down drafts, these two varying rapidly. An incipient snow crystal goes for a wild ride in such a cloud. Initially, being so light and small, it has a slow fall rate and the updrafts in the cloud keep sending it back into the air. Eventually, it will grow heavy enough that it begins to settle and fall. As the snowflake falls, it will travel downward through cloud layers that have very different temperatures and vapor saturation conditions than at the level where it originated. The crystal growth rate and habit will keep changing as the crystal makes this downward journey. By the time it lands on the dark sleeve of an observer, it will have gone through multiple distinct growth cycles, and its form will reflect the journey. This is what Nikaya, a physicist known for his works about snowflake crystals, meant by snow crystals being letters sent from heaven. Nikaya. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Light, 2022, p16, 1, No 0304. Take a painting, cut it into pieces and rearrange the bits. How much do you have to change it before the end result is your work and no longer something made by someone else? Does it help if more people like your collage than liked the original painting? Can the collage be a genuinely new piece of art? By the end of the 70s, DJs knew that the remix could go further than just make a song more functional for the dance floor. 70. Oi! It also offered them a route into the record industry and the means to finally gain recognition as creative artists. By adding stylistic twists, they could give a song the precise musical flavor they wanted, and if their enhancements were individual enough, these would mark out the remixer, rather than the original writer/musician, as the creative force behind a track. If their particular flavor was reasonably consistent over a series of records, a remixer could even develop a sound, just like any other recording artist. And since a DJ's remixes were usually based on the kind of music he chose to play when he performed in a club, the musical style evident on his remixes would serve to reinforce and further distinguish the musical style of his DJing, and vice versa. DJ. Through remixing, the DJ had a way of pushing his music in a distinctive direction, both on the dance floor and in the studio. DJ. MTC. Good job.